Hello everyone. I hope that I am audible to everyone. So my name is Aishwarya. So I will be the in charge to take the IFRS seminar, and our topic is mm, the IFRS candidates will earn more than the other candidates. So I'm going to discuss the reason behind that. So we will know why these IFRS candidates is earning more than the other people. So before moving to the IFRS or and the IFRS knowledge, we want to discuss something other. I will start with the financial statements, then I will move to the IFRS. Then you will know why this IFRS is important in the current world. Okay. So let me share the screen. I hope that I'm audible as well as you can see my screen. Can you please say yes or no so that we can start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So let's begin with the financial statements. I hope that everybody is familiar with the word the financial statements. We all know the financial statements. We all heard that the financial statements of the company. If you opt the commerce back stream in your plus 2, plus 1 higher secondary, or if you do none with your BCom, you already prepare the financial statements of the company, the balance sheet or the trading or P&L account. Some people will term it as a statement of profit or loss account or the statement of financial position. Simply that is your financial statement of the company. So why this financial statement is that much important? There are multiple users for the financial statements. So what is this financial statement? It's a present, it's a financial position of a company. It's just the details of the company, the company's quantifying details. The financial statements will represent how much assets that the company hold, how much liabilities, and what about the equity and the profit that made during the year, and what all the incomes expense. Those all information will be included in the financial statements. That means it's the current year's financial performance of the company. The financial statements will represent the financial performance of the organization. Why this company is preparing these financial statements? There are multiple users for these financial statements. There are multiple users. For example, I will tell about the investors. Just assume you are going to invest in a company. You have a 10,000 rupees in your hand. Now you are going to invest it in a shares, in the form of shares, and you want to pick out the best company. You decided to invest in the IT sector. As you all know, for the IT sector, we have in India, we have Infosys, HCL Tech Mahindra, and Wipro. So many companies are there in the IT sector. So you want to pick the best one. Everybody want to make the money, right? Everybody want to make more money. So as an investor, you want to know which one is better. For that, you are going to check the financial statements of the company. Now, as an investor, I will check the financial statements of Wipro, Infosys, and Tech Mahindra, and I'm deciding which one is better. So how did I do that? By comparing the financial statements, right? It and now I just mentioned about the investors angle. Not only the investors, there are other users like employees will use the financial statements, customers, suppliers, government, tax authorities, shareholders, bondholders. So there are many users for a financial statement. So for a company, if it's a listed company, then it's very mandatory to prepare the financial statements, as well as it's important for a company to prepare the financial statements. Not only preparing, if just think, Infosys prepared the financial statements in their own way, and the Wipro prepared in their own way. Now, as an investor, how can I compare these two if they prepare in their own way? So, company cannot prepare the financial statements in their own way or as per their like. There must be some. rules and regulations. So for preparing the financial statements, there must be some rules and regulations. So by referring these rules, the company will prepare the financial statements. So as an investor or as an user, I can compare both the Infosys and Wipro because they are in a same format. They are prepared using the same standards. So these rules and regulations are termed as the standards. So for preparing the financial statements of the company, there will be some rules and regulations. It will is termed as a accounting standards. I hope that you are all familiar with, or you may heard the word accounting standards. In India, we have Indian accounting standards formed by the ICAI. The ICAI formed the Indian accounting standards. So in India, the companies use the Indian accounting standards to prepare the financial statement. But if your company is a multinational company, that means if you have any branch in other country other than India, or if you are related with any other country other than your home country, it's very difficult to it's a difficult to usage of the Indian accounting standard. Why? Because Indian accounting standard is not an international accepted one. So there is a problem. By when it comes to as you all know, the globalization is increasing. We are all developing. All the countries want to be developed, and a country cannot choose their own standards while preparing the financial statements. You want to opt for the international accounting standards. So in the emerging world, it's very important to follow international accounting standards while preparing the financial statements. Before 10 or 20 years back, it's not necessary to prepare accounting using the international accounting standards. In India, we used to prepare the financial statements using Indian accounting standards. By 2017, India have adopted the IFRS into their Indian accounting standards. But it's not fully adopted, it's only a converted. Still, Indian accounting standards are separate from the IFRS. That means from the International Accounting Standard. So in simply, I can say that Indian accounting standard is not an international accepted one. So what are the international accounting standards? IFRS is one among the international accounting standard. Is IFRS the only standard available? Definitely no. We have IFRS as well as GAAP. IFRS stands for International Financial Reporting Standards, while GAAP stands for Generally Accepted Accounting Principles. So these are two accounting standards, and IFRS is formed by the UK and GAAP is mainly used in the US. These both are internationally accepted ones. That means any country can adopt IFRS or GAAP. Still, most of the countries prefer IFRS. So I already told that you can opt, if a company can opt or a country can opt for IFRS or GAAP. Still, the most of the countries are following IFRS. Why? Because IFRS standards are prepared mostly using a principle based one. But when it comes to the GAAP, it is prepared or it's formed using rules based system. Rules based. So what is the difference between this principle based and the rules based? For example, I hope that many of the people present here are working. So if your boss is telling, if your manager is telling you, you must work till 10 o'clock. So today you must work till 10 o'clock. And you don't have any that much deadline work, or there is no urgency. Still your boss had ordered that you must work today till 10 o'clock. So you do not have an option to oppose him, and you are just following his order. That is a rules based system. It's a certain rules. You must follow that. Don't ask any questions. You must follow that. But when it comes to the IFRS, so what is the gap? Gap is following this rule base. These are the standards formed by just the strict rules. It's a cookbook approach. You must do that. You must do that. Don't do that. There are certain some rules and regulations, and there is no logic behind these standards as well. But when it comes to the IFRS, it is principle based. That means if your boss is telling you, okay, uh, dear, please work till today till 10 o'clock as we have an emergency work. For the same, you can take a compensation or you can take some leave on other day. So there is a reason, right? Your manager is telling to work you today till 10 o'clock and you are working more. So you have two options. One is you will get a bonus pay. Or second is you can take in another day off. So it's more concept wise, right? You have a reason behind that rule, or it's that is more principle based. So what is the principle based meaning? There will be concept for a rule. If the standard is saying this, there will be a concept behind this standard. There will be a reason. So what will the people prefer more? The principle based or the rule based? Most of the people will prefer principle based. Therefore, IFRS have more relevant than the gap. So this is the reason why IFRS is more important. 140 plus countries are following IFRS, not the gap. So when we adopt IFRS into our accounting, so what is the benefit? It will bring more beneficial to the users of the financial statements because they can easily compare with the other companies and it will be more reliable and trustworthy. So that's the reason IFRS is important. Okay. So we discussed about the IFRS. What is this IFRS? These are just accounting standards issued by the IFRS Foundation and ISB. These are the main two bodies involved in setting up the IFRS standards. So ISB will issue, modify, delete the accounting standards. I want to know one thing. This IFRS is very updated. Like that means it's updating in every year. When we all know about the COVID crisis, right? At that time, they implemented a temporary standard just to account the in the situations of the COVID crisis. So it's very updated. They are using the most of the technologies and everything is up to date. So people will prefer more the IFRS. And these are, while we are using these IFRS, these are some rules and regulations. We use these to prepare the financial statements. And the most benefitable of these IFRS is it is understandable and it is comparable. Mostly it will be relevant for the listed companies. So what is this listed company? I hope that you are known about the listed and unlisted company. Listed company means the company is registered under the stock exchange board of that country. So in India, the SEBI is the stock exchange board. So if a country is registered under the SEBI, that means the mm, company will issue the shares to the public. If the public can buy shares or the debts of the company, then it is a listed company. Only registered company can do that. So for a listed company, it's mandatory to follow IFRS. If it's not a listed company, there is no such mandatory things. But the turnover is higher than 2.5 crores or something, that amount. I am not remembering the exact amount. Still, there is an obligation to follow the IFRS. And globally, when it comes to the globalization, many national accounting standards have been replaced by the IFRS. Before the emergence of the IFRS, many nationalities follow their own accounting standards. In India, we just follow the Indian accounting standards, right? Similarly, every country follows their own accounting standards, but due to the emergence of the IFRS, they all just remove their national accounting standards, and now they begin to use the IFRS. But still in India, we are not using the IFRS. India have Indian accounting standards, but in the future it will be replaced by the IFRS. We can expect it within a 5 or 10 years. I think it will happen within 5 years. But right now, our economy is facing a very big crucial crisis. COVID crisis, now the Russian-Ukraine war. Due to that reasons, these accounting standards are just keep it as that. They are not much involving in these accounting standards. After the issues are solved, the government will think about the standards and they will replace the Indian accounting standards with IFRS. We can expect it as soon. So, what is the benefit of learning the IFRS? The IFRS is future oriented. It's very important for the multinational companies, including Big Fours. Big Fours are using IFRS, right? So in India, I told you that we are not we do not adopted the IFRS fully, but still we have converted the IFRS, and the India, yeah, not the 2.5 crore, the 500 crore. If the company is not listed company, your net worth is higher than 500 crore, we are forced to use the IFRS standard. And coming to the IFRS background, it's recognized over 440 plus countries and widely used by the multinational companies. The multinational companies can opt for IFRS or GAAP. Still, most of the multinational companies are following IFRS. So totally we will have 70 number of IFRS and 29 IAS. That means totaling 39, 46, right? 46 standards are there right now. 46 standards. That means 46 rules are there. So using or referring that rule, the company will prepare the financial statements. And now let's discuss about the scope of the IFRS. Now, what I discussed was the importance of the IFRS. I discussed what is the meaning of IFRS and the importance of the IFRS. Now I hope that you can just guess the scope of the IFRS scope. IFRS is very future oriented. The future is all about the IFRS. In India also, most of the companies will adopt IFRS. Currently, most of the companies are following IFRS. Most of the multinational companies are following IFRS. So if you search a job, just search an accounting or finance related job in LinkedIn or Indeed or Naukri, anything. If you read the requirements, you can see IFRS knowledge person. Why? Because everybody needs an IFRS knowledge person. That's important for the IFRS. It's a future oriented, and multinational companies prefer the IFRS knowledge person, and it's essential in Big Fours. That's the main reason why the IFRS candidates get more paid than the normal candidates. Right? It's an additional advantage. If you know the IFRS, it's an additional advantage while you apply for a job. It's a career boosting knowledge, and very importantly, it's important. That's it. And I discussed about the importance of IFRS. Still, there are some points. Let's read it. The IFRS are just common rules that we use to prepare financial statements, and it will be consistent, transparent, and comparable around the world. That's the main important thing. It's not around a small place, it's around the world. The uniformity is bringing. And for the growth of the international benefits, for the growth of the economy, IFRS are a vital role. And for the investors also, the cost for the analyzing will reduce. It just assume I am an investor and I want to invest some money. I have Indian market, not limited to the Indian market. I will also have a US market, UK market. There are multiple options there. There are foreign markets available. So I want to compare that companies also. Everybody is following IFRS, so I can easily compare the standard. I can easily compare the companies. I can pick out which one will be better. So what is the benefit? As an investor, my cost will be reduced. I don't want to change the financial statements into the terms. There is no complications. And for the professionals, IFRS brings a lot of job opportunities. And these are the main global accepted accounting program. Okay. So next, is this IFRS very difficult? I told you there are 17 IFRS rules and 29 IAS, totaling 46, right? Is it difficult to learn this IFRS? Actually, it's not very simple. To be frank, it's not very simple, but it's not that much complex also. If you put your effort to learn these standards, you can. Already you will have the knowledge about the accounting and the Indian accounting. So if you have the knowledge of Indian accounting standards, it will be very easy to learn the IFRS because there are some changes. You will learn that. Next. So this is a I just copied this. It's a photo actually, this salary trend. I just copied it from the Google. What is the mentioning? It's a salary trend for IFRS in India. And as per the LinkedIn salary report, the IFRS professionals working in the top global auditing firms earn a starting annual package of 8 lakhs rupees to 15 lakhs per annum. Actually, these figures these are not my calculations. It's already calculated. When I search it in Google, I find this and I just copied it from there. You can also search it in the Google. You will also get these details. So what is the benefit of IFRS? If you know the knowledge of the IFRS, you can also earn more than the other people. And remember that if you and now you are going to learn the IFRS and you are going to work in a different sector, IT sector. There is no use for learning this IFRS. The IFRS is only important for the people who are going to work in accounting or finance field or auditing as well. So when it comes to the commerce world, it's very important to learn the IFRS. If it's not a commerce field, then there is no use for learning this IFRS. It's a wastage. But for a commerce background person, it is your career boosting about the IFRS. Okay. I hope that everything is clear. Any doubts? If you have any doubts, please let me know.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, first of all, thank you for organizing this webinar.
Okay.
My question is, what one should know about IFRS to get the job easily in the Big Four?
Pardon, I didn't understand your question. Can you please
Ma'am,
repeat it?
what should one know about IFRS to
What?
get into Big Four easily?
These are some rules. Like, for example, you will know about the inventory, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's okay. And so to measure the closing inventory, there is a rule. The inventory should be valued at the lower of cost or NRE. So this is a rule. Similarly, for accounting each item, for the non-current asset, you will have the property, plant, building. You will have some rules that will be listed in the standards. So you want to learn these numbers. The inventory stand for the number IAS2. So we will have IAS and the IFRS.
Mm-hmm.
So the initial state, actually the IFRS formed in, let me take that slide. Yes. The IAS had formed in 1973. Now it's the year 2022, right?
Yes,
So in
ma'am.
1973, they formed the IAS. and gradually they change. They are now changing the IAS to IFRS. So you can see 41 IAS. There will be number 41, and many of them are missing. There will be no IAS 3 because it's removed. Why? Because it have been rearranged to IFRS. But when it comes to the IFRS, starting from the IFRS 1 to 17, nothing is missing. It's all fully formed, and currently the IASB is working on these standards. They are modifying, they are doing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
So totally you will have 46 standards. Clear?
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, one more question.
Yes.
Suppose if I'm pursuing BCom honors currently, I'm in
Yes.
second year. So,
Okay.
which courses or skills should I have to get into Big Four easily? Like I've searched on LinkedIn. They basically mainly ask about some, technical skills and all. So, but I don't have that all skills.
Okay.
So I think because of that, my resume got and get disqualified. So what should I do for that?
You want to learn IFRS, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So some of the courses are offering IFRS currently. I guess the Vivo course uh, by Jain University, the BBOK by Jain University is focusing on IFRS. On their syllabus, you can see the IFRS standards. So if you had opted that, you will learn the IFRS or some kind of professional courses are there. The ACCA is one example, and I'm an ACCA. So we will learn IFRS standards by doing our course. And
Mm-hmm.
no, if you are, you cannot go for the PVOC option now. You already opted for a BSc honors. And next, for the ACC, it's your choice. It's a professional course. If you want to do that, you can. But when it comes, you want your purpose is only to learn the IFRS. There is no necessary to learn the ACCA because ACCA it's a combination of the accounting, costing, the auditing, financial management, tax, and everything is included in that. So if you
Mm-hmm.
only want to learn about the IFRS, you can go for the diploma in IFRS course. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. And then, ma'am, what are the other fields besides IFRS?
Besides IFRS, you can do SAP and there is a DIFA course and the Tally. Tally is very important. The Excel knowledge is also important. These are the main things that you want to learn in the commerce background: the SAP, Excel, and the Tally.
Acha, acha. Ma'am,
And Microsoft Excel is very important. When it comes to the real life, if you are working in a company, Excel knowledge is very important. You want to do the sums very care. If you know the Excel properly, your job will be very easy. You can do it very simply. There are a lot of equations and there are a lot of techniques in Excel. So you can prepare the financial statements easily. You can identify the mistakes easily. So there are a lot of techniques. So if you do a Microsoft Excel course, it will be very beneficial. Okay, anything else? So most of you want to know about the IFRS. You want to know about the courses regarding IFRS. Right now, I will share you a number. You can contact them. They will tell you more about the diploma in IFRS course. It's Arjun's number. Right here. Arjun. His number is 80780188115. So you can contact him for knowing about the course details. If you want, you can ping him or just call him. Please 91. So he will tell you more about the course details. If you need any IFRS related doubts, not the course detail related, no, just only for the IFRS, you can ask me directly. or if it's related to the course, I don't know much about the course details, you can contact him. He is in charge of the diploma in IFRS program. He can help you. Okay. Okay. I hope that you have noted this number. So let me wind up this session. Anything else? Okay. So I'm just winding up this session. Thank you for your time, and it's a nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Is diploma in IFRS as well? Yes, of course. It will be. Um, you will get a certificate. You want to do the exam, right? Then only you will get a certificate. It will be issued by the bodies. You can the IAP. It's an international. I don't know the full name of the IAP. It's an UK body, so that your certificate will be international valid one. You can search it in the Google. IAAP UK. IAAP UK. That's the body issuing a certificate. And so, relating to this course details, you can contact his now. Contact Arjun. His number. I just give your number. So I am just winding up this session. Thank you once again. Goodbye.
Thank you, ma'am.